Well, great morning, everyone. Wow, I'm getting a voice back. Like I said, I never know what's going to come out of it when I open my mouth in the morning. But I pulled cards. I wanted to see because actually Donna Jessica Trump yesterday actually was speaking. There was no more pleading the fifth to every question. He was in there for 7 hours. Now, he's really got himself in a bind. Whatever he said yesterday can be used in the criminal trial, which is surely going to follow this one. And because the first time he went, all he did was plead the fifth, they can look at that and say, see, criminal, okay? So he has really got himself in a no-win situation. So I pulled the cards because I wanted to see yesterday with his testimony, okay? And let's go through it. It's just 6 major arcana cards. So this is a huge, huge, huge deal, okay? So going into it, they wanted to ask him some new things. Then we have what was happening that day was they wanted documents. They wanted hardcore information. At the center of it, they wanted to know his long-term activities. The challenge was that he is such a viperous snake. You know you're not going to get absolutely truthful answers from him, and the clarification is trying to cut through the BS and give him enough rope that he can hang himself, basically. So when we have to the new things, what's above it is, oh, guess what? Yes, 45 was actually testifying. The foundation is about numerous things, but we know when he testifies, he can never tell the truth. So he's got his fantasy, his notions, his BS at the foundation that I think he thinks he can bamboozle the court with. I'm just smarter than all of them. No problem if I speak. So when it came to the hardcore evidence, they're going to place judgment on whatever he's saying. And, when it comes to what? The foundation, our rules, our laws, our society, etc. And so whatever hardcore stuff he's talking about, it will be judged. When it comes to the center point of this long-term information, the foundation is they want the new information about his monetary stuff running his organization. And of course, above it, we have his fallacy, his dark ambitions, the way he has skewed the system, the way he's gone in and abusing it for his own filthy lucre. Now the challenge, of course, is dealing with the snake in charge. The foundation of it is justice. We want to get to the bottom of all your snaky activities. And so what's above it was wanting to get to the nitty-gritty of what was going on, the exchange, and what he was doing to inflate and deflate and getting false loans, etc., etc., etc. The clarification was wanting to cut through the foundation of it, the hidden things, okay? And look at what's above it, his fishtails, about his lies, financial lies that he was doing. All his financial lies about running the company. And 1 second, the place where he lived in Trump Towers is 3 times the size it usually is. Then when he goes to pay taxes, it's, 1/4 of the size it is. So they want to have all the goods on his nonsense. That's what they were asking him yesterday. So underneath of it all, it doesn't start out well. He is out in the cold, okay? They wanted to know what was happening with the inner workings. Of course, he doesn't want to go in there and tell them anything. They're looking at what he was doing, how he was working, maybe even some money laundering things. But again, it was working on illegal activities when it comes to financial things. They were asking some hardcore questions, and he was the only one there that could answer. So the light was shed on him. He is out there, okay, not liking the harvest. They wanted the truth about the illegal activities. Of course, he's trying to temper things when it comes to his wealth, his living conditions, by trying to offer up false information. Okay? But we have the court there. They're not playing. Okay? They're not playing. They want the whole truth. And they're looking at the strength or lack thereof of the testimony, which is in fact tying him up, okay? Which is going to work well for the courts to get them to an easier position. Now, of course, he's trying to walk away from any accountability with it, but now they've got the goods and they can charge forward with whatever information he was giving out yesterday, okay? Because he was the one in control of the Trump organization in the end, okay? He's the one that was in control. And so rapidly coming, we have again about the control, the new information coming out, okay, and how those under him were proceeding and taking action, and that the court is ready to take action again with the information that he has given up in this 7-hour testimony to be used against him in a court of law. So he thinks he's going to help himself in this case, but he has really screwed himself for the upcoming federal that is sure to follow this. So let's go, we're going to go through this and look at our what is fueling underneath of all this, the investigation into how he tries to temper everything and the strength of the information that they got yesterday. Now we're going to break down about the testimony. We had 45 with new information. When it comes to the hardcore stuff, there's the judgment, and they're sitting and look at it according to our laws, our society, etc. They were sitting there taking in all the information that he said yesterday, his spin for the long-term path in his delusion and his dark ways of doing business. They were encountering the snake. Okay, the Justice Department is taking in all his venomous stuff and the clarification, looking at all the hidden things, which are now he's trying to spin and turn it into something else, I am sure. So what we have, mainly this is on the emotional level, and not real information. He's trying to, of course, spin it. Going into it, they're looking at the new information, the message that was being given about the financials, etc., because that's what this was, and the information that was given that now becomes evidence, new evidence. And we have going into it his pie in the sky, trying to skew things, his snaky way of saying who was involved and who was not involved, because you know he's going to try to throw everybody else under the bus except for himself, and cutting through about his fantasy notions that he's talking about the financial, the fish, the financial things. So that's what we have yesterday. In other words, he's there trying to throw everybody else under the bus, trying to make up some fantasy story about evaluations and everything, trying to make himself look innocent, and it's everybody else's fault. I really don't know what's going on. It was, so, but all of those things that he was giving up and talking about can be used against him, okay? So I'm sure that when he tries to throw Weisselberg and et cetera under the bus, and probably Don Jr., and blaming the banks for giving him loans, etc., they're just going to serve to entrap him. And he's going to find out he's not as smart as he thinks he is. I'm sure that his lawyers are just just take the money and run, because he's his own worst enemy. He can never tell the truth. He will never tell the truth. And all of these lies that I'm sure he's in there telling yesterday are going to come back to bite him in his tuchus, okay? So, oh my goodness. But yeah, they always say, oh, Trump is playing four-dimensional chess. No, he can't even play checkers, okay? They have really gotten him. Yesterday is the ending of Trump. When he opens mouth, inserts foot, and he is going down for the count, because whatever he said yesterday can be used against him when they bring this to criminal court, okay? So yeah, he was so worried about losing money, which he would have lost the case for money, and pleading the fifth. They said they could point to it, and then he would lose the civil case. But he could have pled the fifth in the federal case, the criminal case, and they couldn't use it against him, although he could plead the fifth in this one and use it against him, and he'd have to pay all this money. And that's his short-sighted view. It's just this one. I'll figure out the other one later. But everything he testified to yesterday can be used against him in the federal, okay? So he is screwed. He can't go into federal court now and plead the fifth, because all of the testimony he gave yesterday can be used in the federal case that is most assuredly coming as soon as this one wraps up. All I see today is 45 in a clown suit. Oh, how stupid can he be? But that's what he's ruled by, money. Money. And he thought, oh my God, I'm going to lose it if I plead the fifth again. They're going to say, see, there's criminal activity, and he's going to have to pay. And that's all he's seeing there is the loss of dollar signs. Okay? The loss of properties, etc. So, yeah, he is. Clown Trump has done it again. Oh, wank, wank. So on that note, I'm going to leave this here, and I'll see you online. Oh, my God, he's got himself in a pickle today. Pickle Trump.